In the heart of Ado-Ekiti flows a sacred river known as Omirin, the river of divine fishes. Here, the waters do more than nourish the land. They carry the spirit of a goddess. Local legend tells of a powerful deity who transformed herself into this river, leaving behind as sacred children the fishes that swim within. To harm them is taboo. To eat them unthinkable. According to the people, no matter how long this fish boils, it will never soften. And anyone who dares to defile the sacred order by catching or cooking a fish from Omirin will face the wrath of the goddess herself. The Erin-Ayonigba River is not only a site of mystery, but also of healing.
Only doctor they are good. Agboma yi doctor lo ka lo bimo. Lo ba ise. La lagbo iwoya wo mo. Torí ko ba ti lóyún sinu, ebe la te gbagbo titi fún mo ka mo ebi.
The people believe that its waters cleanse the body and spirit. They drink from it, bathe in it, and use it in their daily lives, trusting the river spirit to protect their community from harm. Visitors often come to feed the sacred fish with bread, watching as they gather gracefully at the surface. For the people of Erin-Gio, Omirin is more than just the water. It is life, healing, and the heartbeat of their faith. Data according to the United Nations World Food Programme says 30.6 million Nigerians face acute food insecurity. Experts blame on many factors, which include the security challenges in the North and Middle Belt, post-harvest losses, poor storage facility, and a couple of other issues. Over the years, there have been efforts at boosting food production in Nigeria, taking advantage of its over 70 million hectares of land, multiple agroecological zones, and a climate favorable for year-round farming. There have been several other such interventions by governments at council, state, and federal levels, including the Produce for Lagos program and the 500 billion naira guarantee fund scheme by the Lagos state government. In September, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Yari, said the prices of food items have crashed across the country, but some Nigerians differ, saying they are yet to feel the ease.
Before, we said chicken for it before, but now we sell 5,000 naira.
This one, before at the selling 300, now at the selling 500 because we know it don't cost. Down at the selling, before at the selling 3,500, now at the selling 6,000. Everything don't cost.
About 2 months ago, we are buying the food. Like rice or back of rice is 70-something thousand naira, like 75, 78, 73. But now 60, 62, 50, 55 safe. So if I look, it's gone down now. Not to say like if you have increasing the price now.
2025 marks the 80th anniversary of the annual World Food Day, which is celebrated on October the 16th every year. This year with the theme, Hand in Hand for Better Food and a Better Future, the United Nations target building a peaceful, sustainable, and food-secure future where everyone has access to a healthy diet. To achieve this, experts suggest the way forward must be comprehensive, from tackling insecurity to investing in climate resilience farming to improving storage, irrigation, and transportation systems. That's in addition to strengthening farmers' cooperatives, access to finance and research. With the right investment, policies, and protection for its farmers, Nigeria may be on its way from food insecurity to food sovereignty. Because in a nation so richly blessed, no one should go hungry.
If you order both InDrive or Uber and you see this man run for your life.
Immediately I entered this man's car, there was something hanging in front of his mirror. It looked so fetish and...
But this same man picked me up, May 3rd, and he did the same thing.
Oh no, chef boat, chef Uber, chef InDrive.
I'm getting scared because like, oh my God, what if he's the one? You guys, please be careful.
This is the man who goes around in boats, InDrive and Uber, allegedly robbing women of their belongings, raping ladies in his ride, and pretending to offer safe transport while carrying knives, scissors, guns, and other weapons in his car.
This guy has pepper spray, he has gun, he has sharp weapons, whatever.
For months, young women have cried out, sharing stories of their painful encounters with this predator. They talk about how he allegedly threatens them, hurts them, and strips them not just of their possessions, but of their dignity.
And you're telling me I'm not with your phone. He's like, you want me to kill you here. Immediately now brought out the knife. He was not holding the knife. He said he's going to stab me to death. Started diverting to another route. That do I have condom inside my bag? Look at what he was asking me. I said I don't have condom inside my bag. He now searched my bag that he's going to send my body in packs. That he already has people that will buy my body.
Despite these cries and warnings, he is still on the road. He is still picking up unsuspecting women and still moving through Uber, Bolt, and InDrive like a hunter waiting for his next victim. And the most heartbreaking question remains, why is a man like this still allowed to drive? Why has no company taken firm action to protect the very people they promise safety to?
Uber are still allowing this man to drive after he has victimized a lot of girls. Every day they're going to complain about on a rider. Every day.
So why would Uber and Bolt and InDrive allow a known criminal walk with them?
Will you be employing a highway robber to be on the highway picking people?
Every day that passes without justice is another day of risk for countless women. What use is technology if it cannot protect the vulnerable? What good is business when it ignores the cries of the broken? To the companies, the question is simple. How many more women must be hurt before you act? How many more tears must fall before you listen?
Please, Nigerian police, come to our help. Like, the government should look into it. Police, they should look into it. And even close to like 8 or more were saying, oh, I've been inside this man car before, or I'm a victim, or I almost got kidnapped. What? The worst part of this issue is that it has been reported to the police, but police did nothing about it.
To every reader, this is not just a story. This is a call to wake up, a call to demand safety, a call to make sure that no man, no matter how cunning, is allowed to use the wheel as a weapon against women again. Because as long as this man is allowed to drive, every woman on the road is in danger.
The government is not doing anything. Somebody should do something about this guy.
Africa faces a major challenge of dominance as leaders refuse to step down and hold on to power despite time and age failing them. Here are top 10 African leaders who have refused to give up leadership positions despite various challenges. 1. Teodoro Obiang of Equatorial Guinea. He gained power in 1979 and is still in power as the president of Equatorial Guinea till date, making him Africa's longest-serving president. 2. Paul Biya of Cameroon. He gained power in 1982 as the president and at the age of 92 has reportedly declared interest to run for another term during Cameroon's next presidential poll. 3. Yoweri Museveni of Uganda. He gained power in 1986 after seizing a true rebellion and has served as the 9th and current president of Uganda since then. 4. Denis Asonge of the Republic of Congo. He gained power in 1997, and before then, has served as the president between 1979 to 1992. He passed the new constitution in 2015, which enabled him to stand for another term in 2016 and 2021 presidential elections with a majority in the first round. 5. Paul Kagame of Rwanda, a politician and former military officer. He gained power in 2000 after leading the Rwanda Patriotic Front. 6. SEYI Afrique of Eritrea is a politician and leader who gained power since independence in 1993 as the president of Eritrea and the former chairman of the People's Front for Democracy and Justice since 1994. 7. Ismail Omar of Djibouti. He gained power in 1999 as the president, making him the head of state and head of government of the Djibouti and the commander-in-chief of the Djibouti Armed Forces. He's been there up to date. 8. Faure Asingbe of Togo. He gained power in 2005 after his father's 38-year rule and is no longer in power as of May 3, 2025, after he was succeeded by Jane Lucian as the first president of the Council of Ministers, while the role of president became ceremonial. 9. Alassane Ouattara of Ivory Coast. He gained power as the president since 2010 with controversial re-election bids, but he remains the president of Côte d'Ivoire till date. 10. Ali Bongo of Gabon. He is a politician and dictator. He was the third president of Gabon from 2009 until he was deposed in a coup in 2023. He ruled for 14 years after succeeding his father's 42-year reign.
The Nigerian music industry has witnessed a significant shift in popularity and success over the years. Many artists who once dominated the airwaves and commanded large followings have seen their careers decline. Here are 10 Nigerian artists whose careers have gone down the drain. 1. Daddy Shoki. Daddy Shoki was a pioneer of the Agbaman style of music. His popularity peaked in the 1990s with hits like Diana. However, his music career has declined significantly since then. 2. Olumentain. Olumentein's hit single Yawuze became a massive success in the late 2000s. However, his subsequent releases failed to match the success of Yawuze, leading to a decline in his music career. 3. Face. Face was a prominent figure in the Nigerian music industry in the late 1990s and early 2000s, despite his hit singles including Femi Kuti and Kolo Mental. His career has struggled to maintain momentum. 4. Solid Star. Solid Star's music career has faced significant challenges, including limited releases and reduced visibility. Despite his initial success, he has struggled to regain momentum in the competitive Nigerian music industry. 5. Red MC. Red MC's unique style and energetic performances initially gained attention. However, her career failed to sustain momentum due to a lack of consistent quality music and strategic management. 6. Flex B. Flex B's popularity peaked in the mid-2000s with hits like Omorire and Number One Fan. However, his subsequent releases failed to match the success of his earlier works, leading to a decline. there. Glad to have you join us for the news on this hour on Africa News 24 TV for reports and updates on things happening in Nigeria and around the world. I am Lydia Ajayi. Let's get to the headlines first. Leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, knows fate on November 20th. INEC police express readiness for conduct of Anambra Governorship election. Lagos State government commits to financing resilience, ocean innovation. And to the news, shall we? The Federal High Court, Abuja, has fixed Thursday, November 20th, for judgment in the terrorism case brought against the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, by the federal government. The presiding judge, Justice James Omotosho, who gave the judgment, said it's due to Kanu's failure to use the opportunities given to him to conduct his defense. Kanu has been defending himself since sacking his legal team in October. In spite of his promise to defend himself, Kanu has failed to open his defense in spite of the many grace he got from the courts. He has repeatedly said there was no need for him to enter any defense because he was convinced that there is no valid charge known to any extant law that is pending against him. And to politics, ahead of tomorrow's governorship election in Anambra State, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Joash Amukbiton, has expressed his concern on what he calls the greatest enemy to Anambra's democracy. According to Amukbiton, democracy in the southeast states has been challenged not by external violence but voter apathy. He lamented that in spite of the registered eligible voter of about 3 million people, only about 10.3% turned out in the last exercise in 2021. While urging voters to come out in their numbers to vote on Saturday, the INEC boss promised to deploy more resources to allow the electorate to exercise their franchise. Such resources, according to Amukbiton, include sign language interpreters, early opening of all 5,718 polling units, and the deployment of beavers for accurate accreditation. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has commenced the distribution of sensitive and non-sensitive materials ahead of tomorrow's governorship election in Abuja State. The exercise took place at the Central Bank of Nigeria in Oka under the supervision of the State Resident Electoral Commissioner, Dr. Elizabeth Agu, alongside party agents, civil society observers, and security personnel. INEC said the materials, including the bimodal voter accreditation system, BVAS, and result sheets, are being dispatched to registration area centers across the state's 21 local government areas to ensure early commencement of voting. And a day to the exercise, police have confirmed their readiness for the conduct of the Anambra State election. The Commissioner of Police for Election Duty in Anambra State, Abayomi Shogunle, gave assurances that security personnel are fully prepared to safeguard both land and riverine areas ahead of the governorship poll. Speaking when INEC officials arrived at the Central Bank of Nigeria, Oka, to collect sensitive election materials, Shogunle announced the deployment of 55,000 security personnel across the state, an increase from 45,000 to ensure safety of voters and election officials. Shogunle said at least 3 officers will be assigned to each polling unit, drawn from the police, immigration, NDLEA, DSS, and other sister agencies. Moving on, ahead of the People's Democratic Party National Convention, Governor of Oyo State, SEYI, MAKINDE, has been meeting with the party's state chairman. All but 2 of the party state chairmen who took the party to court attended the meeting. The meeting, held at the Oyo State Government Lodge, Abuja, is to prepare for the party convention scheduled to hold in Ibadan on November the 15th and 16th. Some of those who attended the meeting commended the leadership of SEYI MAKINDE, whom they say is visionary and dedicated to inclusivity. Women in the Nigeria police force are being celebrated for their growing impact in law enforcement. As the force marks a major anniversary, the spotlight is on female officers whose dedication continues to strengthen justice and community safety. The celebration also aims to inspire more young women to see policing as a purposeful and rewarding career. Our correspondent has more.
From the early years of the force to today, women have played vital roles in maintaining law and orders across Nigeria. Their resilience and service have helped shape modern policing. Speaking at the event, First Gender Advisor to the IGP, Aishatu Abubakar Baju, praised female officers for their contributions to peace and justice, describing them as pillars of strength and agents of progress. She said the commemoration is both a tribute to their achievement and a call for greater inclusion in all ranks of the force.
From those humble beginnings to the present day, women in the Nigerian police have played an indispensable role in maintaining law and order, promoting community safety, and upholding justice.
The event concluded with a message of inspiration, urging young women nationwide to embrace policing not just as a job, but as a noble calling in service to humanity. From the early years of the
Resident doctors at the University of Jos Teaching Hospital have joined the ongoing nationwide strike by the National Association of Resident Doctors. The industrial action, now in its 7th day, has left many patients stranded and disrupted medical services across several departments. The strike centers on unpaid wages and long-standing welfare. We have more on this report.
The strike by resident doctors under the National Association of Resident Doctors (NAD) has entered its 7th day, crippling operations at the University of Jos Teaching Hospital. Doctors say they are protesting unpaid wage arrears and poor welfare conditions that have persisted for over 2 years. Chairman of NAD Youth Chapter, Dr. Kevin Kwashak, said the action became necessary due to poor working conditions and lack of motivation among doctors. He appealed to the government to address the issues and restore normalcy.
We believe that with the current state of things in this country, the resident doctor is not giving his best to the patient. So already the oath is broken to even start with. So it's not just about that. We're protecting these patients. It's better we come back, fully prepared and fully ready, mentally sound, to look at these patients and give them the best than to be at the field now and giving them just half of what we know. We're better than that. The government is the only person to serve us.
Chairman of the Medical Advisory Committee, Dr. Njem Maina, described the situation as worrisome, saying the absence of resident doctors has worsened manpower shortages in the hospital.
Our health system is already running on a negative. All right, a lot of doctors are leaving. I sit here and I see resignations, and if you have a system that is already in the negative and you still have part of that system affected by a very huge quantum of doctors, definitely, the system will not be normal again. It's my hope that this doesn't drag long.
Patients at the hospital expressed frustration over the prolonged strike, urging the government to act swiftly and end the impasse.
I feel so bad. I was not happy the way I see the hospitals today. Government should do something to this.
Kingan to ya zai da wanda ba su da lafiya kenan. Ya zai da su kinga abun din bai yi ba. Muna roƙon government su taimake mu. Su taimake mu irin wannan haka. Kamar wani zai zo asibiti sai a ce ana strike. Kingan sai arbe rasa yanda zai.
As the industrial action continues, both doctors and patients are calling for urgent government intervention to restore healthcare services and prevent further loss of lives.
Aggrieved members of the All Indigenous Contractors Association of Nigeria have taken their grievances to the National Assembly. The contractors staged a peaceful protest demanding payment for completed federal projects under the 2024 capital budget. They said the government's failure to settle outstanding debts has pushed many of them into severe financial hardship. There's more on this report.
The All Indigenous Contractors Association of Nigeria staged the protest to express frustration over the federal government delay in clearing contractual obligations. General Secretary of the association, Babatunde Sheun, said members have met with top officials including the Minister of Finance and the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Kanu, but payments are yet to be made.
I personally and our members, we have been in a tough time at this moment. This is our day 2 of our protest. We are here yesterday due to we have gone into discussion with them several times. We have had discussion with Accountant General, we have had discussion with Minister of Finance, we have sit with Honorable Kanu, in which part of it, with the promise us that they will pay us. Up to now, we have not been paid.
Member of the association, Jackson Ifeanyi, said the financial strain has been devastating, with some members unable to fuel their cars or keep their children in school.
Some of us are billionaires who could hardly fuel our cars. Our children are out of school. When we have health challenges, it's difficult for us to take care of our health. Some of us have died. It has been very difficult.
Representative of FCTA Indigenous Contractors, Benton Agbola, noted that despite their contributions to national development, contractors have not been paid for capital projects executed under the 2024 budget.
And what the minister is supposed to do is to call the secretaries, call the coordinators. Did you award this job or not? But he has refused to do that. And then he keeps strangling us.
Another member, Idowu Emmanuel, appealed to President Bola Tinubu to intervene and ensure immediate payment of all outstanding debt, warning that further delays could cripple livelihoods and stall ongoing infrastructure projects.
We are All Indigenous Contractor Association of Nigeria, ICAN, and we have been making impact in the economy of the nation. And federal government has refused to pay 2024 capital project of all the projects executed.
ICAN reiterated its commitment to national development, but warned that continued government inaction may further destabilize small businesses and threatening ongoing infrastructure growth.
The Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center, CISLAC, is calling for stricter taxation on tobacco products across Nigeria. The organization says stronger fiscal measures are key to discouraging smoking and reducing tobacco-related diseases. CISLAC believes the move will help safeguard public health and promote healthier lifestyles among Nigerians. We have more on this report.
The Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center has urged the federal government to strengthen taxation laws on tobacco and other harmful products as part of efforts to protect citizens' health. Executive Director of CISLAC, Awao Rafsanjani, said taxes on products such as tobacco and alcohol should not only serve as revenue sources, but as tools to curb harmful consumption.
The consumption taxes on luxury and harmful products like tobacco and alcohol are not just taxes applied for sole purpose of revenue generation. Rather, these are taxes that are applied to discourage consumption and thereby safeguarding the health of citizens.
CISLAC is urging government agencies to tighten tax enforcement and ensure proceeds are directed towards health programs and awareness campaigns. The call aligns with global health standards that recommend higher tobacco taxes as one of the most effective strategies to reduce smoking and prevent related diseases.
Lagos State is stepping onto the global stage with a bold climate agenda. At the International Climate Change Summit, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu unveiled sweeping plans to transform the coastal city into Africa's climate resilience hub, powered by the ocean, green finance, and innovation. Our correspondent has more.
It is declared ready Africa with future Governor unveiled plans on the Quaker City to erect powered by green blue finance as the entire climate change in on Thursday announced investments in defense, reclamation and water sports, but emission protect 2 incidents and seals flooding.
With nations, yes, we are.
We apologize for the glitch in transmission. Moving on, beyond entertainment, film remains one of the most powerful tools for shaping national identity and preserving cultural heritage. At this year's Abuja International Film Festival, industry stakeholders gathered to explore how storytelling can strengthen unity, project positive values, and redefine how the world views Nigeria. Our correspondent reports that the festival focused on creativity's role in promoting national image and cultural pride.
The Abuja International Film Festival opened with a vibrant convergence of filmmakers, cultural partners, and enthusiasts from across Nigeria. This year's edition spotlighted the power of storytelling and shaping national identity, promoting unity and celebrating Nigeria's rich culture and diversity. Founder of the festival, Fidelis Duka, emphasized that film remains a strong platform to tell Nigeria's unique stories beyond its challenges. He urged the government to recognize the industry's potential and support filmmakers in promoting a positive national image.
There are very beautiful stories about Nigeria beyond our challenges, and there's a need for the filmmakers to begin to engage and also use their medium, which is film, which is an important tool.
Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Temitope Ajayi, noted that film rooted in authentic storytelling has the power to challenge stereotypes, build connection, and express national identity.
We see how narratives help to build bridges, challenges stereotypes, and make a statement of identity, and invite the world to see our country.
Panels, screenings, workshop and exhibition formed part of the festival's activities, all centered on how film can reshape global perceptions of Nigeria. Film scriptwriter Steph Nora Okere acknowledged that Nigeria's film industry continues to showcase the nation's diverse cultures and traditions, helping global audiences connect with its major tribes and values.
So far, I will not take away the fact that the industry has, in a very immense and major way, portrayed the culture and tradition of Nigeria, talking about the major tribes that have been so far recognized in the country when it comes to outside.
Also speaking, filmmaker Francis Duru stressed that every nation's identity is built on culture, history, cuisine, and belief system. He urged filmmakers to tell more intentional stories that go beyond commercial success to reflect Nigerians' true heritage.
There's no nation that does not exist without its national identity, culture, history, cuisine, couture, philosophy, psychology, ideologies, religion. And if you see, our films have succeeded in doing that, but it has been done from the perspective of just business.
Now in its third decade, the Abuja International Film Festival continues to champion African creativity and foster collaboration between filmmakers and government, reinforcing the belief that powerful stories can unite people and strengthen national pride.
The Kogi State Executive Council has approved a draft 2026 budget of 820.49 billion naira aimed at strengthening infrastructure, boosting revenue, and improving governance. We have more in our next report.
The Commissioner for Finance, Asiwaju Idris, said the proposal focuses on prudent spending and increased capital investment to enhance development and public services.
At the end of the day, the ESCO approved the total estimated revenue, both recurrent and capital, of 822.49 billion.
Commissioner for Information Kingsley Fanwo said the council also discussed new security measures following the recent killing of a university lecturer in Lokoja.
The administration is unrelenting and unwavering in its commitment and determination to stamp out extremism in terms of criminality in the state.
Former commissioners were also invited to contribute to the state's development plan. Their chairman, Sani Salisu, said the session focused on supporting the government's policy direction.
Of his desire to have all the stakeholders on board, of his desires for us to bring our experience on board to help him in piloting the affairs of the state from where it is now to the next level.
The draft budget will be presented to the State House of Assembly for approval as the government pledges to consolidate growth and improve service delivery.
The federal government has announced a 12 billion naira investment to strengthen digital economy research across 6 Nigerian universities. Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Bosun Tijani, made this known at the 18th International Conference on Theory and Practices of Electronic Governance in Abuja. The initiative will establish 3 research clusters focusing on artificial intelligence, connectivity, and digital skills development to enhance national capacity in emerging technologies. Tijani said the move is part of efforts to position Nigeria for global competitiveness by integrating digital technologies into governance, education, and economic development. Chair of the International Conference of Theory on Theory and Practices of Electronic Governance Steering Committee, Elsa Esteves, called for global cooperation on managing AI risks, while NITDA Director General Kashifu Inuwa disclosed plans to integrate digital literacy into school curricula by 2026 and train public servants in digital governance. President Bola Tinubu has sworn in 2 ministers during the Federal Executive Council meeting held at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. Those sworn in include Bernard Doro, Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, and Kingsley Ude, Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology. President Tinubu says the ceremony reflects his administration's commitment to inclusive governance, adding that ongoing economic reforms are yielding visible gains and attracting global confidence. He affirmed his administration's resolve to defeat terrorism through diplomacy and strategic partnership while strengthening national security and peace efforts. Finance Minister Wale Edun said Nigeria's macroeconomic indicators are improving and investor confidence is gradually being restored through ongoing reforms. The House of Representatives has begun investigating the disbursement and use of security intervention funds allocated to federal agencies from 2010 to date. This followed a motion by Billy Osawaru, who raised concerns over the lack of transparency in the management of funds intended to address Nigeria's security challenges. The House Committee on National Security and Intelligence has been mandated to review how the funds were allocated and spent by agencies, including the Office of the National Security Advisor, the Department of State Services, and the Nigerian Police Force. Lawmakers expressed concern that despite huge financial interventions, insecurity remains widespread, questioning the accountability and impact of the spending. The committee is expected to submit its findings within 4 weeks as part of efforts to strengthen oversight, promote transparency, and improve national security outcomes. Let's go on a break now. When we return, we will tell you how Nigerians' foreign exchange reserves are performing. That's on Business News. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. And in business, Nigerians' foreign exchange reserves are projected to hit $45 billion by the end of 2025, following the successful issuance of a $2.3 billion Eurobond, which drew bids exceeding $12.7 billion, about 5.5 times oversubscribed. The bond, with coupon rates of 8.62% and 9.13%, signals renewed investor confidence amid Nigeria's improving credit outlook and economic reforms. Analysts say the inflows will strengthen reserves, stabilize the naira, and enhance external liquidity. Part of the proceeds will refinance maturing Eurobonds, including a $1.1 billion issue due in November 2025, while supporting the 2025 federal budget. Despite a projected rise in public debt to 166.7 trillion naira, experts maintain it remains within sustainable limits. The Nigeria Employers Consultative Association has endorsed the federal government's plan to impose a 15% tariff on fuel imports, describing it as a step towards strengthening local refining and ensuring local long-term energy security. NECA's Director General Adewale Smart Oyeride said the measure would curb dependence on imported fuel, safeguard foreign reserves, and attract private investment in domestic refining. The group urged transparency in the tariffs implementation and called for complementary policies such as tax incentives and infrastructure support to maximize its impact. The endorsement follows ongoing reforms in Nigeria's energy sector, including the Naira for Crude initiative and efforts to operationalize local refineries like Dangote's. Moving on, Open Startup has launched the 5th edition of its Deep Tech Accelerator program, Brain 5.0, aimed at empowering African startups in health and climate innovation. The initiative has supported over 40 startups across 10 countries, with 60% securing investments totaling more than $5 million. The new cohort will focus on developing science-based solutions for Africa's most pressing challenges. Delivered in partnership with Africa Grow, Africa Invest, and the Dutch Good Growth Fund, the 12-month hybrid program features a regional boost camp in South Africa, mentorship from MIT, executive MBA students, and pitch sessions with global investors. On the foreign scene, Typhoon Kamegi has killed nearly 200 people in the Philippines and left dozens missing before hitting Vietnam. The storm caused floods and landslides in central Philippine provinces, displacing over 200,000 people and destroying homes and roads. A rescue helicopter crash killed 6 crew members. In Vietnam, at least 5 people died and thousands displaced. Relief agencies are distributing food, water, and shelter, while food damage assessments continue. And back here in Africa, Tanzania has charged 98 people with treason following protests after opposition candidates, including Tundu Lissu, were barred from the 2025 elections. The accused allegedly tried to obstruct the votes, intimidate officials, and damage property. Most are ordinary citizens, many without legal representation. The African Union criticized the election as unfair, while religious leaders have called for dialogue to ease rising tensions. President Samia Hassan was declared winner with nearly 98% of total votes. Let's head on to Sports Arena. Imole Johnson is standing by. Hello, Imole.
Hello, and welcome to Sport News. I'm Imole Johnson, bringing you the latest stories making headlines in the world of sports. From a major betting scandal shaking Turkish football to the electric waves of innovation in Miami and support rallying behind Nigeria's Ademola Lookman in Italy. Now, Turkish authorities have detained 18 people, including 17 referees and a club president, over a major football betting scandal. The investigation, led by Istanbul prosecutors, focuses on alleged match-fixing and abuse of power, raising concerns over the integrity of Turkish football. The scandal followed the suspension of 149 referees for betting on matches in violation of league regulations. The bans range from 8 to 12 months, though it remains unclear if any bet on games they officiated. The case, one of the biggest corruption probes in Turkish sports, has triggered widespread outrage and renewed calls for transparency and reform in football governance. After a thrilling African debut in Lagos, the all-electric E1 boat series is heading to Miami for its first ever US race. The E1 Miami GP, taking place November 7 to 8 at the Miami Seaplane Base, marks the season finale of the 9-race global tour. Team Brazil's victory in Lagos tightened the title race with just 3 points separating the top contenders. Celebrity teams owners including Tom Brady, Steve Aoki, Will Smith, and LeBron James added star appeal to the US event. E1 founder Alejandro Agag described Miami as the perfect stage for innovation and spread, celebrating the sports fusion of technology and entertainment. And on to our last story. Italian fans and pundits have defended Nigerian forward Ademola Lookman after a heated exchange with Atlanta coach Ivan Juric during their Champions League over Marseille. Lookman, substituted shortly after a disallowed goal, was seen arguing with Juric on the touchline, prompting staff intervention. Commentators including Troy Deeney and Niger Ryokoka criticized the coach's conduct, urging professionalism and respect. The incident has reignited debates over managerial behavior, with fans calling for accountability and speculating about Lookman's future ahead of the January transfer window. And that's all for sports. It's back to you.
Thank you, Imole Johnson. And now let's join Fawaz Akoshile, who has the rundown of the entertainment stories. Can we join you now, Fawaz?
Thank you very much. And in the world of entertainment, Nollywood actress Regina Daniels has hinted at returning to the home of her estranged husband following emotional distress over the continued detention of her brother Sammy West. In a tearful video shared on Instagram, the actress said she has been mentally and emotionally drained, lamenting that all her efforts to secure her brother's release has failed. She accused authorities of bias, alleging that her brother's detention is tied to her marital issues. Family sources claim her estranged husband allegedly vowed not to release Sammy unless Regina returns home and agrees to rehabilitation. Her post has sparked widespread concern from fans over her emotional well-being, with many urging her to seek help and stay safe.
Today I hear good news, so it's about to be free. Tomorrow I hear another thing. Like, what's the problem? But I've tried.
Moving on, Afrobeat superstar Davido is set to thrill fans in Ibadan as his 5 tour hits the city on November 9. Organizers say the concert, which will hold at the Liberty Stadium, is expected to draw over 20,000 fans and promote Ibadan as a growing hub for entertainment tourism. The event will feature top local acts including Kenzo, Fabulous PZ, and Dele Omowoli, alongside Davido's electrifying performance. According to organizers, the concert is just not about music, but about sharing a spotlight on Ibadan's creative tourism potential. That is all for today on Entertainment News. I am Fawaz Akoshile, and it is back to you for the rest of the bulletin.
Thank you, Fawaz Akoshile. That's the much we can take for now. Thank you for tuning in to African News 24 TV. Follow us on all our social media platforms. And please check our website at africannews24.ng to stay informed and ahead. We will catch you on our next broadcast. Good evening.